Okay, thank you. So we are talking about developing. That is a key word, content creation, developing. And then when we talk about content creation again, we are referring to time, patience, and technological know-how. And then when you talk about content creation, the key word is crafting, compelling narratives, engaging contents to communicate a company's message, building brand relation. It's all about creativity. And like I did say earlier, the act of creativity, the ability to create, rests right in everybody. Except you allow it to be dormant, you can't get anything out of it. It's like a talent given to you. In the parable of the talent, you know, where one had to heed his. There are people really working on their talents in terms of content creation. They're really creating a lot of things out of it and making good name for their organization. Storytelling is simply connecting with the audience on a deeper level by narrating stories that resonate with the target audience, building trust and evoking emotions rather than simply delivering factual information. So we can understand that content creation and storytelling goes beyond mere delivery of information. It is something that we should do with that passion, understanding that the audience will understand, will appreciate, and will also help in building that corporate identity. So, we have a theoretical basis. I'll just gloss over it. We're looking at the excellence theory of public relations. And this theory was spearheaded by James E. Grunick in 1984. Grunick, we all know, has a framework of 4 PR models. That is where the PR functions, these PR functions must achieve excellence. And that is what PR does. Number 1, we have the press agentry. That's where you talk about the press release, you talk about the press conference, you talk about relating with the media. Most PR practitioners stop their duties there, which is very unfortunate. Second model, we have the public information. Most public relations officials feel that they only need to give out information to people when due. But you can now see that we have a 4-fold models under Grunick's theory of excellence. Now there's another thing, the two-way asymmetrical. The two-way asymmetrical means if I am here as an organization, I need to go out and reach out to you. It's all about you, so I need to study you. I may not need your input to help me to reach out to you at this point, but I may decide. That is one, it's also an inadequate model for me. And then we have a two-way symmetrical model, which means if I have to reach out to you, I have to be very strategic. And in strategic communication, there are about 5 steps. 1, you need to understand your audience. To understand your audience, you need to move into them, ask them certain questions, know about them, know about what they are doing, know about who is influencing them, that's the secondary audience, and know about who can make them to change their attitude or their beliefs towards you. And then we also have the focus in where you begin to plan your message, then the creating, then the implementation, and then one key role also is monitoring and evaluation. When we give out our press releases or we give out our contents, most times we fail to monitor to see what reactions these documents are evoking. So, what are now the factors that militate against strategic content creation and storytelling in Nigeria's PR industry? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So we have absence of clear and cohesive legal framework, like I've mentioned, visible and existing infringements of content, creators' rights to freedom of expression, difficulty in accessing content. Then we have copyright infringement and piracy, which undermines content creators' creative abilities, which exposes them to further challenges on narrating content without having to pirate other people's work. We also have this factor, limited resources. Generating content really requires a lot of money, but sometimes we are limited by funds to generate quality content. We have the issue of digital divide. You may have all the equipment, the facilities, digitally installed to create your content, but sometimes those at the receiving end may not be able to access them because they may not have the compatible technology to access what you have, especially those who live in rural areas. Then we have cultural differences and also the rise of AI-generated content. Absence of data-driven storytelling, death of creativity and embellishment or exaggerations in narratives, restricted access to information, lack of fact-checking activities, transparency, complexity with sensational and hyperbolic narratives which distort the truth. These are certain factors. Help. All right. Key guidelines for engaging the audience. I may not run through all of them for want of time, but let's look at for engaging your audience through content and storytelling, you have to be authentic and also take into cognizance your cultural relevance, the cultural relevance of that content material. You have to be emotionally connected to the audience. They have to understand your appeals, which must resonate with them, which must be useful to them. The purpose-driven campaigns, your content should be purpose-driven, which should also incorporate user-generated content, making use of testimonials, like I explained, interactive experience and technology, media outlets for storytelling. We have video and films, we have radio and television, newspapers, special magazines, bulletins, billboards, blog posts, infographics, social media updates, podcasts, ebooks and white papers, case studies, user-generated content, webinars and live streams, town halls. These are explained. Best practices for content-centric public relations. This is the key of the matter. Define clear goals and PR objectives. Understand the target audience, including the demographics, interests, pain points, and platforms they use. Develop a content strategy, including detailed plans for outlines. Focus on quality over quantity. Tell authentic stories that people connect with. Share the brand's story, values, and the impact it is making on the world. Be consistent in publishing new content to keep the audience engaged and to maintain a brand presence. Be platform specific. Promote your content across different channels to maximize reach. Encourage your audience by responding to comments. Measure and analyze results to track the performance. Prioritize ethical content and ensure content is accurate, transparent, and compliant. Adapt to changing trends and stay abreast of new technologies and digital landscape. Invest in talent, content creator, technology by having a budget. Conclusion. This paper therefore concludes that content creation and storytelling in Nigeria's public relations industry today is far from what it should be. Content creators and storytellers are not schooled in the art of the practice of content creation and storytelling. They are not regulated, so they can afford to create content that violates legal demands. They lack the funding and support to develop rich content for most of the organizations. They lack the ability to maximize opportunities offered by digital platforms for content creation. Most of their contents are visually poor and with audio deficit, and they narrate their stories through very limited number of channels. I recommend, or this paper recommends, that the NIPR should organize training sessions for PR practitioners and strategies for developing high quality and audience engaging content. Nigerian public PR practitioners should adopt a content-centric, that's a communication plan for their organizations to thrive this digital era as the audience gravitate towards authentic narrative and as digital platforms continue to redefine communication. The captains of industries and organizations, executives should strategically budget adequately for each year's public relations work plans and should fund them from the initiation stage through the creative and implementation stage. They should endeavor to fund implementation of PR narratives in various media, radio, TV, film. They should also develop and distribute content, and also they should explore untapped media avenues such as film, drama, billboards, town halls, among others, for broader reach, with campaigns. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Professor Stanis. So let me quickly apologize on behalf of the MPC Planning Committee for murdering your name in the event brochure. We apologize. So because we are far behind schedule, we will not be able to take too many questions. We'll just take 4 questions. So please, if you have any question, please signify by raising up your hand. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So that will be all. Thank you. So please, pass the microphone. We can only take 4 questions. We are far behind schedule, please. Okay, let's take the first 4. Thank you. Please, please, can we have silence in the hall?
Can I go ahead, please? Please go ahead. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm Assistant Comptroller of Customs, spokesperson of the Nigeria Customs Service. Thank you very much, Prof, for such a wonderful presentation. I just want to make few or 2 comments from the practitioner's perspective. Storytelling. It could be either in video format. Let me use video format. I just want to add our value to storytelling curve. You want to build a script, you want to build a story, start with the preliminary, build attention, attract attention, and calm down. If you are writing a script. If it is about stories you are writing, humanize your stories. For instance, customs intercepts petroleum products. If I said customs seize petroleum products, it's not really a kind of resonating with my audience. What do I say? I can say custom auction petroleum product at so price. I'm humanizing my story. So I think the art of storytelling is very important as practitioners. So I don't know whether Prof will help us to practicalize the theoretical presentation he has done to us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Let's take the second question. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tolu Lokpe Olarundere from Lagos chapter. I also wanted to bring some perspective from a digital-first content creation perspective. One of the things I noticed in the presentation is somewhat an absence of leader-first content creation, where public relations professionals provide support to their principals or the business leaders in creating content meant for the public. Many times as public relations professionals, we believe that only the organization should speak, therefore we write things like press releases, or we are putting out stories only from the organization's perspective. I want to advocate this afternoon that we should consider positioning the leaders so that we humanize the stories we are telling. Today, we have people who interact with organizations because of the human beings there, not just because the organization exists. And so, of course, creating content and then creating thought leadership content to position leaders as human beings, seeing their failures sometimes, depending on the way it is crafted, and ensuring that people are able to follow the process of how organizations are run will also be very great. I also wanted to mention something I noticed in terms of the channels that was missing. There's WhatsApp today, and for maybe consultants on the outside, we are now noticing an increased use of WhatsApp channels, not broadcast messages, where organizations and bodies have all their stories provided via links on WhatsApp channels. That can be something that people here may want to consider, particularly agencies of government. How do you reach out to people and ensure that the public are able to access the information you are putting out a bit more consistently? Consider WhatsApp channels.
Thank you very much. Number 3.
from Benue State Chapter. Professor, first let me presentation. I went through the introduction, the title, and the broad objective. I started, let me ask you, what is your motivation? Two, recommendation. Recommendations must come from, and let me tell you, NIPR trains a lot of people. You can NIPR as far as training is concerned. NIPR is one of the first people to training. And you said in one of your recommendations that NIPR should train people. I want to ask you, did you find out, or in your findings, did you find NIPR as lacking in training people because you don't just recommend, you recommend according to the finding of your paper position? Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Professor Woma Uche, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Gregory University, Uturu. I want to appreciate you, Professor Iyosa, my colleague in Unical those days. I want to appreciate the rendition of your paper, which is quite very theoretical. And I want to bring it home now to the industry-based organization, which is NIPR, where we are going to actually compartmentalize what you have given us to what we are going to put out in the industry. Particularly in the face of the metamorphosis of today's media convergences. We have found a situation where our media platforms are actually bleeding, coughing, crying because of the content you see every day on the platforms. And I think it's a major concern to NIPR because we are actually supposed to be a regulatory body and we have the agenda setting function of our social responsibility. I want to ask you, sir, what will you advocate, particularly now that NIPR has taken it as their duty to guide issue of reputation management for Nigeria? Is it possible for us to have, like we have EFCC, to have what we call content criminal commission? So that, yes, because a lot of criminality is going on in our content. And we are packaging so many things outside this country and they think it's from Nigeria. So that NIPR through its PR management team can prosecute content criminals and give Nigeria positive story. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I will invite Prof. Stanis to respond to the questions.
Thank you, Professor Woma. I think I will start, and move in ascending order. Well, you have rightly observed. To quickly answer you, we as a body needs to do what we call advocacy. Advocacy is a social and behavioral change strategy or method. And advocacy is not just done by one person alone. It's a system where you keep on asking questions through communication and calling on the authorities to do what is right and also justify them. So if that is lagging, well, I think the body needs to carry out advocacy. Social mobilization and behavioral change communication are done at the lower level. So we need advocacy. Thank you. Then, what is my motivation? First, I am a member of NIPR and we are doing our work in the academia. And so I feel that being a member, which I think I can call on all of our colleagues, yes, in the field, to join this, there's a need for an interaction between the town and the gown. So if I've been teaching courses and researching over time, and I've also tried to delve into solutions to problems that may bedevil NIPR, I feel I should bring them here. That's my motivation, in a way that will make NIPR better and also meet internationally best practices. And then, thank you. And then the recommendation. Well, in a theoretical paper, I'm answering my colleague and my brother, in a theoretical paper like this, you need to have seen the full paper. But for a 15 slides presentation, you can't flash everything. In fact, I prepared for 1.5 hours, but I didn't want to give that as an excuse, so I had to cut a lot of things. So those recommendations were based on those findings. I discussed findings exhaustively in that paper, so you can look at that. NIPR has been doing training, but what I think I wanted to say was to sustain that training. Then we should also, leader first support. That is one problem I mentioned earlier. That problem appears to be incurable because it's like you're existing in the country, you have the person paying you, and if you don't succumb to the person's directives, then you either leave the job. So you choose between leaving the job and starving, or being completely obedient to your servant, and to your master as a servant, and continue in the act of telling lies. But remember that your integrity and that of the organization will be at stake. I think further studies can move into finding out solutions to this. Whether you may have to resign and preserve your integrity tomorrow. My good friend, what you're asking of is examples of written or documented forms. You know, I have that experience in the arts too, as a theater artist. So you're talking about the intro, the climax, and what we call the denouement. And it applies also to press releases. One issue you have mentioned is where journalists generate, terms contextually, which are not true. I agree with you. What do they need to do? They need to be trained. If I tell you much about press release and the difference, I wanted to answer somebody who asked that question, but time won't permit me. But I know maybe out of this place we can talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would like to appreciate you on behalf of the President of Council NIPR and the Chairman NIPR Week for this very deep research on storytelling and content creation. I would like to also appreciate everyone that has been a part of this session. So on this note, we'll wrap up this session because we still have another session. We are almost out of time. So I would like to... Yes, the moderator is going to hear. So I'd like to hand over to the MC to call.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Oluwaseunboye. Please, let's give her a round of applause. She's the Ogun State Chapter Chairman and just moderated a session on content creation and storytelling in public relations. Please, we would like to invite Dr. Mohammed Kudu Abubakar, FNIPR, Dan Masani Nupe, and Secretary to the Nigeria Reputation Management Advisory Council to present the plaque to Professor Yoza. This side. Yes. Yeah, for the camera. Yeah. Ma, this way. No, you stay here.
Okay, I'm saying it. Okay, so certificates of appreciation to Professor Stanis in recognition of your impactful contribution as a speaker at the Nigerian Public Relations Week held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State from May 19 to 2025. Your insights inspired new thinking and elevated the discourse in our profession. With gratitude and best wishes for your continued success. Signed by Mr. President and Chairman, NPR Week. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Your book is here.
Just before my colleague will call up the next presenter, a few announcements. Please listen. Earlier, we announced that a brown envelope was being looked for. We want to announce that we've found a brown envelope. Please come with proof of ownership to collect it. A brown envelope containing some documents. The Fellows Conclave, you asked earlier where it will be holding. Fellows should please note that the Fellows Conclave will hold from 6:30, that's 6:30 this evening, to 8 p.m. And the venue is upstairs in the hall over there, just upstairs above this hall. The Ethnic Fashion Show holds at Ibom Hall. Red carpet begins at 7:30, that's 7:30 this evening, and that goes on till the event kicks off properly at 8 p.m. On behalf of the FCT chapter, there's this announcement. All members of the Numero Uno chapter FCT, are you in this hall? You will have group picture outside here immediately after this session by Professor Dandaura. And afterwards, there is an FCT get-together arranged by the indigenes, the FCT chapter members who are Akwa Ibomites. They've arranged a special get-together for all of us from the FCT, including Mr. President and all our fellows, the registrar who is also FCT, will all be together for just 30 minutes. It's led by PRO Emeritus in Inform Etuk, and they say that 30 minutes will be a torch that you will carry to the FCT, so don't miss it. Thank you very much. Lastly, this bag was found after lunch, indicating that the food at the NPRW is please allow me to finish. The food at the NPRW is working. We also found this ID card. It belongs to Chukuma P. Kano, Senior Executive Officer. I think the same person owns the bag. So please come with proof of ownership for collection right here with us. Thank you. The proof is already there. I will see the face.
We'll now invite the Vice President and Vice Chairman of Council, Professor Emmanuel Dandara, FNIPR, for the presentation on NIPR finishing school. You remember that some booklets were shared earlier, so this is a time to listen and understand why.
Thank you very much. Can you please put the slides? I also want to commend my colleague, Professor Stanis Yoza, for the presentation. I'm happy when more and more professors become as aware as he is with respect to professionalism. One of the things I realize is that my colleagues, most of whom are actually younger, who ought to be with us to learn, have some arrogance and think that they have nothing to learn from us. But in practice, there's a lot that we need to learn in the classroom. Because I keep saying, somebody tells you has been teaching for 10 years. We have only 3 courses in public relations across universities. I have been in the system for 40 years, so I know what I'm talking about. I've headed the Department of Mass Communication. I have written papers. I've done a lot of research. So when somebody says teaching in the university, you are only teaching 3 courses which do not amount to 1 in terms of practice. So please let's encourage our colleagues to come. I'm saying this because I responded to a mail recently from a colleague who felt that it was a waste of time to come and be trained by NIPR. So forgive me. Luckily, I think there are very few here that will be angry with me. Prof, is it okay? All right, so we are talking about the finishing school. We presented this at the last AGM, and it was well received. We thought we should spend time to share with you our vision. This is because it is not cast on stone, but it's going to start in the next 2 months maximum, once we pass through our meeting tomorrow at the AGM. So I'm presenting this, the discussion will continue. If you have areas you want to suggest, we are happy to receive it so we can factor it in. Now, I gave here 4 reasons why we need the finishing school. And that is why the Governing Council has taken steps to establish one. The profession of PR is evolving. And I'm happy we started yesterday with a presentation by the Secretary General of APRA. He has identified 10 emerging areas we should train ourselves. And I want to say that one way we can ensure that our practitioners in Nigeria are not left out, particularly those of us that hardly go for international engagements in public relations, is to ensure that we have this finishing school that will fill in that gap. I know that air tickets are very expensive these days. Now, theory alone is not enough. This is because we are working in a dynamic field. And so until you are in the fold where people are sharing their practical experiences, you can hardly have adequate knowledge to operate successfully in this highly dynamic discipline. So we are trying to provide for you a school that will bridge the gap between classroom and boardroom. And of course, it is going to have very strong participation of our colleagues in the education board of the Global Alliance. And that means that we are able to keep track with current trends. We are also going to enjoy support from our colleagues across the globe. This is to ensure that you can practice anywhere in the world. Now, empirical studies also has convinced us from the result that most of our practitioners, not just academics this time, most of them enter the field unprepared for the real world. Because even if you were trained and you don't do your continuing development program, and that is why it's compulsory in the NIPR that you do it, whether you are a fellow, full member, or associate, you will not have adequate knowledge about current trends. So again, it is meant to bridge the gap. So we're saying that this is where good communicators become leaders, because in NIPR, we believe that public relations is a leadership function. That's why we have taken steps to do that. Who is it for? We have a component for fresh graduates who want to hit the ground running, as they say. And so if they want to be relevant in the discipline, as soon as you graduate, or even before you graduate, there are courses you can start doing with us in the finishing school. It's also meant for public relations officers who are really desirous to lead in the area of strategy. It's for media personnel who want to make the PR switch, because that's also, apart from academics, our colleagues in the media is another area I sense some arrogance, assuming that we do the same thing. Yes, there are lots of meeting points. But the truth is that it's either you are in public relations, you are not in public relations. And when you enter here, you need to pick the spectacle of public relations in order to learn how to manage your communication. It's also meant for civil servants, brand managers, spokesperson. What it means is that we have a cocktail of courses that are inexhaustible, because we'll be creating more as time goes on. So it's simply for anyone who wants to be on, you're tired of just being on the list. You really want to go for the top of the game. And so what we're saying is that it's not just another school. We are doing more than just building skills. We are shaping reputations, and we're equipping you to experience a change, any of these four, to turn your hustle into honor, to turn your passion into profession, to turn your presence into power, and to ensure that laypersons, no matter the level you're coming in, you can at least, in fact, become a leader, having gone through some of our programs. So, are you ready for it? You want to move from just being a public relations practitioner, officer, or whatever. You want to move from good to unforgettable. You want to move from PR practitioner to a boardroom magnet. You want to transit from just a degree holder to a global standard professional. The NIPR finishing school should be your final stop to before the spotlight. You know, and like we said, it's a PR powerhouse where you will be polished, you'll be primed, and propelled for the world in this area. Now the demon of, okay, it's working. What do we offer? Now, we are, in terms of training, we have so many modes that we've since designed and we're improving. We're going to provide you, in any of our programs to come in, real-world simulation training. We're not going to be talking theories at all. It's an applied thing more than theory. Theory, in this case, is just 30%. We will do more of application of it. We're also going to give you crisis communication drills in real-life situation. We will also teach you media, give you opportunity to participate in media mastery sessions. We'll also take you through branding and executive presence coaching. We'll also give you access to PR icons and thought leaders. And of course, we are already engaging with so many of our global bodies and partners in this area. So you're going to have available to you our national certification, global certifications that people pay lots of dollars to get, this time through our collaboration here. Our credibility is that the finishing school is backed by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, and that means that we have here always in our pool many icons in this area. And I'm happy 2 of them are seated just by my right-hand side. Our president 40 years ago is seated here. And of course, at the age of 84, 85, tells you that there's a lot we can draw, not just from the days of USC, also from our registrar, but also from activism, engagement in trying to position public relations as a driver of leadership in Nigeria. It is those efforts that gave us the act, for which we're all very grateful and very proud of. They are still around. And of course, that is here. They are all here, and those that came after them, they are here. It tells you that we don't need to sweat to get them to share with us experiences, even if it's just at the casual level, because the best of lessons come from storytelling. So please clap for our elder, Mazi Michael Kereke, Dr. Adekule Salu. That clap is not for them, even for me. That is not loud enough. Thank you very much. Thank you. What is our edge? We have a faculty of industry titans, both locally and internationally. We are also, with our, yesterday President mentioned to you, with our University of Public Relations and Leadership, we now have a pledge that Global Alliance will work with us, and the academic board will engage with us to fine-tune our curriculum in a way that people can do our courses anywhere, like you spend money to do CIPR and the rest. Of course, it will be practice-driven lesson, and then it will, most importantly, be culturally relevant and future-focused. We don't want to forget that we have a base. And so for every course, we are not designing another course that, because of global standard, we are looking at this global standard, how does it conform with our culture? And if it conflicts with it, we'll provide our own global standard that we'll sell through our finishing school. Now, I'll take you through some of the different modes because, like I said, it's hybrid learning, it's flexible, it's immersive, it's industry relevant. We have developed half of this. Some are still being developed. And that's why I've told you, I'm not selling an insurance policy to you. You have a contribution to make, and we welcome it. We're going to have weekend master classes. What is the format? In-person and live streaming. Of course, this is very good for virtually all of us here that are PR professionals. Good enough, we have tried running master class, which is now executive membership class, so we can give way to the proper master class, where you have a master sharing his skills with people that are willing to learn those skills. We're going to have virtual boot camps. This might be 1 to 2 week sprints, and mostly we will start with online, but we now, happily, the Ministry of Information, Federal Ministry of Information, has invited us to take possession of the facility in Kaduna, which is actually going to become our administrative takeoff point for the finishing school. And that is the National Public Information Center. It's being renovated at the moment. Yes, we really need that clap, and I hope that the representative of the minister will take it back. DG FRCN is here, DG Vaughan is here, and all that. We were very happy, and for us to underscore what the president said about the minister, we didn't even lobby for that. We're just sitting, we sent the registrar to represent us, and lo and behold, the last Council on Information, there was a resolution that NIPR should be invited to take over that center. What can be better than that? When that's the thing about having your mother in the kitchen, you will be the first to eat the food. Thank you. Then we're going to have self-paced learning and mentorship. This will be 100% online. We have developed our learning management system already. It has been undergoing testing for the last 4 months. What is left is for us to now be uploading the content as they are being written. We have done 11 courses, and in the next 1 month or so, we hope to increase it to 25 courses. And then we're going to have residential immersion program. This is where the National Public Information Center in Kaduna is useful. They have very beautiful hostel. When they finish, you agree that, of course, those that have been to Radio House recently, after this minister came in, you know that there's a lot of transformation within a short time. That is what is happening at that Public Information Institute. So we can take people in 2-3 days programs, 1 week program, and this is important because we now have the categorization being adopted state by state. We are looking at a situation where one of the things we'll start is to schedule states, and then they can move their staff for the conversion training from one state to the other, depending on the space we have. Of course, PR Week has experimented since last year with webinars, and you can agree with me that those free webinars, as they were, are very rich, and they are higher than some of the things we pay $900, $1,000 to attend. So we already have capacity in that regard. We're also going to use PR labs and simulations. This again will be available through hybrid. And of course, we already have people volunteering from across the GA states to share with us their experiences. Some of them we have started drawing from them in the launch series we have introduced. And why does it take long to move? Okay, so we're going to have industrial attachment, particularly for our younger ones who want to learn from industry. And this is where you come in. You can come up to us and say, I'm willing to provide 2-3 spaces for students of public relations who want to come and observe what we do. That would be really appreciated. And of course, we're going to have situations where people will work on projects so that we can also capture practice and document it, and then do a presentation. And of course, that is mostly group-based. We have experimented with these capstone presentations in the master class for some years now, and we are going to perfect it. That also is something we already have. Then we have, from amongst our PR consultants, we are happy to work with you to have the pods that we can upload through various channels. You know, and that means that we are not talking about NIPR EAB alone generating content. We would want the consultants here to come up to say, I have been working in this area and we're happy to give you content in X, Y, Z. And we'll discuss whatever the conditions are. Now, we have designed series of courses. Some of them have been written, and some we're happy to get those that we will train to understand the format for our courses so we can commission them to write. In the area of cultural and creative communication, we're looking at short courses that will also be available online in the area of storytelling for development and nationhood. We're looking at PR for the creative and entertainment industry. We're looking at cultural intelligence and Afrocentric branding. We're looking at heritage, tourism, and destination PR. So you will find that in the next 3 slides, we have listed most of those areas. If you want to do screenshot, that will be fine. But if YBO will be happy to share the slides with the registered participants, I will thank him very much. He has been very, very kind. Please clap for our chairman of the PR Week 2025. Yes. We didn't have plan to print the UPRL document or even the building that you have. But he was so creative. He decided that he thinks that his registered participants should have it. because he's always looking for more value for you, more value. And that's why you would have clapped louder for him and his committee. Thank you. So, you will see in the next 2 slides, I won't read them. I will just tell you, I want to talk about this. What are you doing? You are doing Charlie Chaplin with me? It's not going, sir. No. You have gone to the end. Does it mean your response time is slow? I want to talk about the acceleration program. Anyway, this is simply NIPR Finishing School Online. The LMS is ready, and this is just to tell you that it is user-friendly. It has an interactive dashboard. Once you log in, you can create your dashboard, which is personalized, and whatever courses you do will be recorded, and you can access them. This is very important because one of the things you charge the council last year is to come back with the implementation template of the point system. So you don't have to be carrying MCPD certificates everywhere and say, this is my evidence. No, we have moved it online. Once you do any course, you can just register it and your credits will be there. We now have minimum number of credits each member, whether fellow member or associate, must attain. And I'm sure that the president is going to take us through that. We inherited 50,000, and I know Madam Kechi as my member of the AB there say, we cannot be paying this. If you want best hands, how can you be paying that? And together we struggled and convinced council to take it to 100. But this current council decided to move it to 250,000. So I think we are trying. We are trying. That clap is not encouraging. I was thinking that the president is hearing. He might be considering 500 afterwards. So I wanted to actually talk about this PR acceleration program. For those of you that have been coming to us about categorization at the state, this is where you need to come in. This is designed to support the categorization conversion. So we identify the different levels your officers are and design courses that are fit for purpose. And this of course, is also a bridge program that you can use for those who are crossing over. Let me conclude. All the courses are there. You have them. YBO has promised to make them available. Yeah, this is where I was. Is it? Yes. You can suggest more innovative courses. You can identify skill gaps and emerging areas you think we should develop courses to cover. You can also market the programs. We always will give commission. You can volunteer as a mentor so that we can attach. Now that we have a proper hub for YPH, we would want to say we have 120, 230 organizations across Nigeria that are ready to absorb 36,000 young people for so period of time. We need you not to leave here until you have please drop something for us in this area. You can also earn money as a content creator, as a course writer, like I mentioned, course editor, facilitator, graphic designer. And there are so many other support services that we believe will be a win-win situation for us if you take advantage of the opportunity. I say it's time to join the League of Elite Communicators by moving from competence to influence. But most importantly, we are doing it from Nigeria to the world. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so Chief YBO has a few words to add. Yes. So let's give a proper round of applause to the Vice President and Vice Chairman of Council, Professor Emmanuel Dandaura, FNIPR, for such a brilliant presentation. I know we have a couple of questions we'd like to ask, and as we're already prompted, those booklets were shared so that you can ask more informative questions, and Professor Dandaura is seated and waiting for your questions. So where do we have the first question coming from? Okay, that's one. Please, you have to come forward because I am flying solo for now. So please come forward. Let's ask a question. Do we have any other question? Comments? Suggestions?
Presidents of the council and the fellow members of NIPR and the visitors too. My name is Daphne. I'm the Public Relations Officer of David Umahi, University of Health Sciences, Suburu, Ebonyi State. I bring you greetings from Ebonyi. My question is very straightforward. I'm very much excited about the University of Public Relations because it's very obvious that there's an existing gap, between the industry practitioners and those of us in either government institutions, and I'm so happy that something is being done about it. So my question is, when exactly is the university starting off? Because we are really, really eagerly waiting to participate. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Adewoye Oyebola from Federal Inland Revenue. And my question is, now there is a finishing school, which you just spoke about. Then we are going to have the University of Public Relations. Then we already have training available, for us as an associate or membership. So my question is, with all of this training, I know it's good, but are we not going to exhaust the people who are going to train us? The same people will be in the university, will be in the finishing school, and also train the associate members. So how are we going to ensure that we don't overwork this set of people?
Any other question? There's no other. Do we have any other questions? Okay, we have to. Yes, sure.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Parry Benson from Rivers Chapter. I want to ask her that is it not possible that now we have this finishing school, if you have read maybe mass comm or some things and you want to practice public relations, can we make it like the lawyers so that you go to the finishing school and have a professional certification before you now join in the practice of public relations? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So this will be the last question so that Professor Dandaura can respond, and then we can present the plaques and carry on for today.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. President and Chairman Council, Governing Council. Thank you, Professor, for the presentation. Mine is just a question on the financials. I'm from Rivers Chapter. Mine is just about the financials, especially since it's starting. I'm wondering if I was expecting to hear more on partnerships, especially corporate partnerships in ensuring that there's a proper takeoff, and then also for the fees for those who wish to enroll in the school. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, Professor Dandaura, you can respond.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure when you talk, people ask you questions. It means they were listening to you. So let's clap for those who ask me questions, please. Thank you. Thank you. The question from Daphne is, when are we starting? Technically, we have started because there's a project implementation committee. We have, as for the university, as we mentioned yesterday, we've developed, there are 3 documents you need to submit to get approval from NUC. The university law, the academic brief, and the master plan. We have developed the first 2. We were waiting until last month to receive the land from Nasarawa State government so that our architects can go in, do soil tests and all that, and develop that has been done now, so we are working on the master plan. That may take us another 1 month or 2 months to conclude, depending on how fast the consortium of architects work. But our target is to have our first admission in 2026. You know, to me, it's like it should have been yesterday. That's why I'm saying 2006. 2026. Our presentation on WPRF, we promised the world that we will have the first matriculation in November 2026. We were bold enough to also share that privately with the ESNUC. But you know, at the moment, there is a moratorium on release of new licenses. You know, but luckily we have gone far before now. So we are really not affected by that. And we are very sure that the processes will go on. And we have given between now and this time next year to have our license officially presented to us. We have done a lot of stakeholder consultation. For those that have been following up on the NIPR social media channels, you will see some of those reports there. Now, we have finishing school, we have UPRL and all that. The truth is, and our normal trainings, we are now converging them. The finishing school eventually will become the School of Public Relations in the university. We also will have, it's actually College of Public Relations and College of Leadership. Those are the 2 colleges we have proposed to start with. But of course, it is designed in the model you are talking about. It's like the law school. But it's not compulsory in this case. It will take us a little time to get people who want to engage people to work in public relations to understand that the man that has not gone to the NIPR finishing school is not as good as the one that has PhD in public relations and has not gone through that program. You know, so we cannot force them, because for courts, they say you must go to law school to come to court. At the moment, our structure is such that you guarantee that kind of strong enforcement. But the expectation is that when you see the quality of work being done by those who have gone through our finishing school, employers will begin to ask, do you have a certificate from NIPR finishing school? So we are not duplicating, we are rather pulling our strengths together and ensuring we deliver more value. In a place where we like certificates given by universities are sometimes they are readily accepted for employment purposes. And that's why some of us spent a lot of time working on categorization. Now that we have gotten it, some states are still struggling to get that recognition because they are saying you need more than that. But we are working on that. And that's why we are pulling everything together. Areas where the university certificate will be useful, we'll give that. And that wouldn't give a problem. Then, yes, we have since started engagement. For the finishing school, if we are not engaging to look for support, we will not be talking about partners who have already gotten for the UPRL. And this is also one area you can come in. A colleague was telling me yesterday, he worked with us to get us to, like I mentioned, to TY Danjuma. There might be somebody that is more TY Danjuma that you know. And you come up. The good thing is we can give you a percentage of whatever comes from there. We have been doing it. We pay percentage for those who take us to spaces that we would not have gone to get support. So we are happy if you have suggestions in that regard. And we are going to have courses that we can accommodate every pocket. It could start as low as 100,000 to 5 million, depending on the package you're taking. We're going to have a brochure when we launch this school that everybody can access online and also in person. So the cost, even the resource persons available for some of these programs, they will all be listed in that brochure, and it's something we'll be uploading regularly online. But for now, we have the LMS, and LMS already has names of volunteers in terms of facilitators and all that. I thank you very much. This remains a work in progress. Please be part of it. It can accommodate everybody. We really appreciate your interest and time as far as this is concerned. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Vice President and Vice Chairman of Council, Professor Emmanuel Dandaura. For us to effectively end today's program, I'd like to invite the NPRW Chairman, Chief YBO, for a vote of thanks. Please, let's welcome him up on stage with a round of applause. It's been a long day.
Thank you very much, Harriet. I wish I could do the vote of thanks, but a few housekeeping issues. The President had initially asked that, based on feedback that we got from a session on the business of public relations consulting, to have another session before we close. It's 5 o'clock, and the fellows will be having a conclave in approximately 1 hour. So people need to go and get changed and come back. I know my fellow consultants will be disappointed. We were looking at the time. We had hoped we could start at 4:30, and then we could do 1 hour. But it looks as if it's impossible now. We're almost 5 minutes to 5. We still have 2 more events. This evening, we have one, which is the Fellows Conclave, which will be taking place here. And then we have the Ethnic Fashion Night, which will be holding in Ibom Hall. Now, the challenge is we could actually start with the consulting, but we would not have a meaningful dialogue. We have quite a number of people in the house here. We have Jai here, we have NAB here. I see Bolaji somewhere, Tokumbo is here, Hassan is here. We can't have a full, meaningful dialogue in 30 minutes, and we still have to close this conference. What do we do? Sorry? You still want it? No, tomorrow is AGM. Tomorrow is AGM. My work stops today. Sorry? No. Those in favor, raise your hand. Those in favor, raise your hand. Oh, sorry, in favor of us having a session on business of consulting, raise your hand. Now. Those against, raise your hand. The nays have it. So, this is what we are going to do. We had 5 pre-conference webinars. Mr. President has asked me to please crave your indulgence. We are now going to have a post-conference webinar where I can get people like Tokumbo, I can get Jai, I can get Hassan, I can... Let's pick a date. I thought my work ended today before.
I suggest exactly a week from today.
Can we take a date right away? Because this class is very important to so many of you. This is a product of feedback that we got, that the time allocated was too short. That's why we felt we should revisit this, but time is a challenge, and the fellows are complaining that they're also part of this, program. If we exclude them and they paid, so we now have to balance all the acts very well. So can we take a date? The experts are here in the room. I'm looking at them, they are looking at me. So let's agree. We are looking at you. We have Monday is 2nd, Tuesday is 3rd. June. I'm talking of next week. Okay, next week is still May, sorry. Yeah, from May 26th. Yeah, we have May 26th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, after rice. Thursday, Wednesday, talks. Wednesday. They said the webinar on Wednesday, that it sounds well. Well, it's in the evening now. It's Democracy Day anyway. 29th is, it's 28th. This month. Anyway, Wednesday. Wednesday is 28th. You are available. I decree it in Jesus' name. Okay, because of Elder Ogidi, it is his birthday. So we are going to eat his cake online. Come and see how heavy he is. He's going to give us a cake online during the class. So the next class on PR consultancy would be on Wednesday, 28th May 2026. Time 2025. Time 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Not when I want the class. Whenever you finish, you finish. This matter, we will not leave them until they bless us. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. A few housekeeping things. One, I'm going to leave the conclave and the fashion night to be announced by the MCs. But we have a survey, a polling, and I think the QR code is coming up shortly. So please help us. Just respond to the poll. We want to know what we can do better. What were the things we did well, and what things can we do better, or things we didn't even do so well in organization surrounding it. So the QR code is going to come up. Can I have Samuel, please? Yeah. Okay, we would also deploy it, even on your WhatsApp. We would deploy it also. Thank you very much. Now, the second thing, we have 309 people that have indicated interest in going on the tour. That's a logistic nightmare. So if you are not really interested, you can drop out, please. But so we started working around it. We're going to, I suspect that there'll be 2 sets of buses, one here and another one at another set at Watt Bridge, or Watt Bridge, what's called. We're going to see how, because we don't have big buses in this town, we have only coaster buses. So we're going to try our best to see how we can make sure we fit into all of that. We'll be coming back to you. Please just stay by your and we'll give you a response. I think the rest I'm going to leave to them, but probably my last time on this stage at this time. Tomorrow is the AGM, and that will be anchored largely by the registrar, because the secretary has responsibility to do that. On behalf of the National Planning Committee for the conference, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. It would not have been meaningful at all if you didn't show up. Our target was, thank you. Our target was 750, but from what is being reported to me, I think we had close to 1,200 delegates. And you made it all possible in this time. So thank you very much on behalf of the President, the members of Council, Governing Council, and indeed those of us who have been saddled with the responsibility for organizing this. I want to thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you either at the Fellows Conclave or at Ethnic Night. The dress code for Ethnic Night is what? What's dress code? Ethnic. Madam Nkechi has won her ethnic. I don't know what she's going to. Maybe she'll tie her pack up. Thank you very much. See you later. God bless you.
NPRW 2025. Let's make it louder. NPRW 2025.
Okay, I remember something. Dr. Yekomi, please don't go. Yeah, you've asked for the papers. We will create a link for the papers, and they will be sent so you can get, you can access all the papers that were presented. Is that okay? You didn't clap for me when I greeted you, but you're now clapping for your paper. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief YBO. Just a few announcements. Like Chief YBO has already said, the Fellows Conclave is happening from 6:30 to 8 p.m. here at Cedar Peg. For the Ethnic Night, it's going to be happening at the Ibom Hall. Red carpet starts at 7:30. Come with your glitz and glamour. It's going to be fun. The event proper will be starting at 8 p.m. For the FCT Numero Uno chapter, we'll be taking pictures after, outside in front of the decoration. Then there's a get-together that has been organized at 5:30. It's been my pleasure being your anchor today. I'll see you all later on in the evening at the Ethnic Fashion Show. Good evening.
Sincerely welcome all of us to you and to this very noble AGM. The Royal Fathers Roundtable is indeed a novelty, and I want to appreciate the organizers of the conference, and of course the leadership of our institution
the barcode for the participants who will be interested in going on the
part
tour?
Of this year's
Can the digital
meeting.
team please flash the barcode so that participants who are interested on going in the tour can actually register? Thank you very much.
And expose them to the ways and means by which they can leverage the tools of public relations. Please permit me to suggest that the Royal Fathers Roundtable should be made a permanent feature of our future AGMs.
It is a known fact that by effectively utilizing their public relations skills, our traditional rulers can significantly enhance their role in attracting corporate social responsibility initiatives by building strong relationship with companies, communicating the needs of their communities effectively, and demonstrating the positive impact of CSR initiatives.
It would have been proper for us not to be involved on such a seminar, a council meeting. Therefore, I want to thank you very specially today for this inclusiveness. We are here today to learn new things, to have sincerely welcome all of us to you and to this very novel AGM. The Royal Fathers Roundtable is indeed a novelty, and I want to appreciate the organizers of the conference, and of course the leadership of our institution for the idea of not just making our Royal Fathers a part of this year's meeting, but creating for them a special segment meant to engage and expose them to the ways and means by which they can leverage the tools of public relations. Please permit me to suggest that the Royal Fathers Roundtable should be made a permanent feature of our future AGMs.
It is a known fact that by effectively utilizing their public relations skills, our traditional rulers can significantly enhance their role in attracting corporate social responsibility initiatives by building strong relationship with companies, communicating the needs of their communities effectively, and demonstrating the positive impact of CSR initiatives.
It would have been proper for us not to be involved on such a seminar, a council meeting. Therefore, I want to thank you very specially today for this inclusiveness. We are here today to learn new things, to have this level of collaboration with the traditional institutions. So I believe very strongly that today the council will teach us new ways of managing information so that we'll be able to pass this message to the people at the grassroots.
Communication management in the community is so important. The relationship management skills and the capacity of the traditional ruler is key to his ability to successfully navigate these difficult situations. When the community is in conflict, the traditional ruler must draw on public relations, conflict resolutions, diplomacy, and related skills to stabilize the politics. And all these skills that we need are in public relations.
Reputation can be destroyed in a moment, but it takes a process to build. Your reputation is your reality, and it is very important to drive that proactively, to decide how you want to be known, and also build communication around how you want to be known.
If you are sitting in council and members of your council do not understand what you are talking about, that vision will not be realized. And so you must give them training as much as you train yourself. And so we want to use the opportunity to appeal that traditional institutions across the country should liaise with the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations to equip traditional rulers on how to manage some of these complexities at the community level.